If you're not self-driven, you're not going to make it. Hey fam, and welcome to another episode of the Daily Wanderlust Wealth Show. Today, I'm just going to be talking about the fact that being an entrepreneur and being a real estate investor is hard. Not because it's like difficult in the sense of it being complicated or anything like that, but it's more that you need to be self-disciplined. You need to be self-motivated. Otherwise, you're just not going to make it. When you're a full-time entrepreneur or a real estate investor, no one's going to tell you you need to get up and go do your work. It is just you. One way to gamify that is to get a partner, and that way you have like someone else to depend on. But if you don't have a partner and you're kind of just doing this alone, like you are not going to make it if you do not have that self-drive within you. And if you haven't figured out what your purpose and your why is, like why are you even doing this? Because it's going to be so easy to just stop and to quit everything. When you are an entrepreneur or a real estate investor, you get to pick out your schedule. You get to wake up whenever you want to wake up. I remember when I was working in corporate, I was waking up at 3:45 every single morning to go to work because I had to be at work at a certain time, and there was a lot of things I needed to fit in my day, and it was also an hour commute. So I forced myself to get up at 3:45 every morning. Do I wake up at 3:45 a.m. now? No, I do not. Who knows? Maybe in a few years I'll be gung-ho again about waking up super early. But no, there is no reason for me to wake up at 3:45. And the only reason I was waking up at that time before was because I was forced to. But I remember there were a few days at the beginning of my entrepreneurship journey where I was waking up at like 10 a.m., 11 a.m., which if you know me, is not me. Like even on vacation, I'm usually waking up at 6 in the morning. Like that is me as a human being. I like to wake up early. I like to go do things. I'm a very active person, and I am a pretty self-driven person. But at the beginning of the journey, this was the first time in so long that I really just didn't have to do anything. So for a second, I just didn't. Like I literally just did not. I would wake up super late, go to bed super late, and I'm more of a wake up super early, go to bed, not super early, but like at a decent hour, ideally before midnight, A lot of entrepreneurs just get really stuck and decide that it's not for them because they need something on the line. They need someone else to kind of be telling them what they need to be doing. And I know some people who have gone and tried entrepreneurship and decided that it wasn't for them. And that was part of the reason. Sometimes it's just nice to have a boss who just tells you what to do. You don't have to rely on your own willpower to make things happen, right? And a lot of the time for people, it just comes with making a plan and setting boundaries. So like, instead of just waking up and seeing how the day goes, it's putting things in your calendar, making a morning routine. If it's going to the gym or going to a workout class, it's gamifying your calendar and gamifying your system so that it forces you to go do things, right? So like, for example, for me, before I was not really as big of a workout class girly. I really like just going to the gym and doing my own thing. Nowadays, I actually do a lot of classes because it forces me to go work out, right? Versus sometimes if I just have like gym in my calendar, I'm like, oh, I can lie in bed a little longer. I don't have any meetings until later anyways. And you kind of start wasting time a little bit like that. But if I have a workout class, like that is a time slot. If I miss it, I probably have to pay a fine or whatever it is. So it forces you to create a routine and stick to your schedule. That being said, like once you figured out your schedule, oh my gosh, it unlocks everything for you. And it's so funny because we quit our jobs because we are over having a boss and over having a schedule and want freedom over our time, only to just like create another new schedule for us, which is really funny. But the difference is now you get to choose the schedule, right? You plan it the way that you want to plan it. For example, for me, for a while, I just did not have meetings on Thursdays. I refused. I think I'm now going to make it Wednesdays. I haven't really decided. It's either Wednesdays or Thursdays. But there needs to be a day during the week where I have zero meetings. I refuse to hop on Zoom. I refuse to hop on Google Meets. And I try to load a lot of my meetings in the earlier days of the week because that way I don't feel like I'm behind. I start the week strong and I get things going, right? And then as my motivation kind of dies throughout the week and I get tired and I want to go to the mountains or I want to go on an adventure, then I can, but I've already like loaded up the beginning of my week to get a lot of that stuff done. But so it's gamifying the system in order to be self-driven and self-motivated. Well, that's it for today. And I like to end every episode of the Daily Wanderlust Wealth Show with some daily gratitude, because daily gratitude changes your attitude. And for today, I'm so thankful for my workout classes for keeping me on track and forcing me to go to the gym, because I've honestly gotten so much fitter now that I'm not working in corporate and waking up at 3:45 in the morning to go work out, because I just have a lot more energy. I'm eating a lot better. I'm not drinking, which is really great. So yeah, I'm just thankful for health and fitness right now. And don't forget, life is just way too short to choose clouds.